Redwire Corp and or ticker symbol RDW is still my number one underdog stock pick for 2024. Now, the stock has been pretty sleepy over the past month. It's currently trading just above where it kicked off the year. But in this video, I want to talk to you guys about why I've been utilizing this lull in price action to scoop up as many calls as I can on this stock. Because in my opinion, this sleeping giant will be awoken before their earnings report on March 11th. Okay, so on the note of earnings, Palantir Technologies just absolutely crushed earnings. The stock is up almost 18% in after hours trading as I record this video. And although I don't want to talk about Palantir in this video, you guys can go check out my price targets in my last video or pause on my little newsletter segment that I wrote before recording this one in case you're curious as to, just some of my thoughts on Palantir after this very impressive earnings report. Regardless, this is a massive deal for Waves Capital. So before we get to talking Redwire, which is obviously the focus of this video, I just want to say congrats to all of you who are going to ride these waves with me. This is a big win for the home team. And I'm just really excited for what's ahead and really excited to trade through this with you guys. If you are not yet a member of Waves Capital, then check out the first link in the description of this video. It's my complete portfolio and daily trade alerts and email newsletters. This is the email newsletter. I send out 2 of these a day. And if you guys were members and you know how bullish I've been on Palantir, you know what call options I'd have on Palantir. And again, if you want to sign up for Waves Capital, then the link is in the description of this video. It's the first link, okay? $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. You can even try it free and just bail out if you don't think it's for you. But we're on a roll, you guys. I'm really excited for what's ahead of us. And again, I look forward to having you guys on the team if you're not yet a member. So again, first link in the description. Also, you guys, if you want to know how to trade options, I don't know what's going on here with the Zoom, but if you don't yet know how to trade options contracts, then I just bumped down the price from $29 to $22 because honestly, I want you guys to learn. So you probably sign up for the complete portfolio and join Waves Capital. That's the first link in the description as well, or that link's in the description. They're both the same. They both take you to this page. So go check out either of these. And again, I look forward to just riding the waves with you guys. So all of that said, plugs aside, let's quickly go over kind of just the breakdown of this video, what I want to talk about for Redwire, these tabs that I want to share with you guys, and then we'll jump into specifics. Okay, so first of all, I just want to take a look at Redwire's website, go over just a brief description of how they themselves describe what they do as a company, and take a look at some of their recent new press releases. There we go. I was looking for like news releases, press releases, because they've been pretty consistent, and this is all very tangible good news. Next, I want to take a look at a recent analyst upgrade from Cantor Fitzgerald. Okay, they put a $5 price target on the stock. And after we cover this, I want to talk to you guys about why I feel a $5 price target makes a lot of sense and why I do think we could be seeing it within the next couple of months. Okay, so hopefully sooner than that. Hopefully it's within the next month, but don't want to get the hopes too high. All right, that's the breakdown of this video. You guys, before we get to reading, I just want to make it clear that I have no direct affiliation to Redwire. I have no connection to the management or the company over there. But as I said in the beginning, I have plenty of call options on the stock. I hold shares in this stock. So if they go up, then that in a sense is my compensation, okay? But I have no direct affiliation with this company. I just want to make that clear, okay? Let's get to reading. Integrated Mission Enabler. Redwire is a key mission enabler with products relevant to almost every space mission, including power generation, antennas, deployable solutions, star trackers, and camera systems. Explore, live, and work in space for the benefit of humanity. Redwire is developing capabilities that are critical for people to live and work in space, which includes microgravity payloads, platforms, and in-space manufacturing and biotech facilities. That, in my opinion, is probably the most interesting aspect of what Redwire does. They are creating biotech in zero gravity, which I'm not going to talk about that, like the extent of that now. But if you guys read into why that's so important, why creating especially like artificial organs and stuff in zero gravity is so important, that to me is extremely interesting and paints a very bright picture for the future of this company. Okay, but again, they do a lot of space-enabled stuff, which is, you can kind of, I'm not going to read over all of these, just pause here, but you can see January 22nd, January 29th, January 30th. All three of these are pretty pieces of objectively good news. And, they're consistent with it. Okay, these are all in the past couple of weeks. So you love to see that. You love to see a company who's staying on top of progress and progression. Same thing. Okay, last, multinational mission support. Redwire is supporting ambitious multinational space exploration through products that are critical to international mission operations. Okay, so that said, let's take a look at, I really want to take a look at Redwire's market cap. But first, you guys can just see this. As far as analyst ratings are concerned, and again, kind of what we'll read over in the most recent analyst report, we have 1 strong buy and 4 buys. The highest price target being $9, the lowest being $5. So pretty much they're all, even the more bearish target, I guess, is $5. So none of them are bearish, but they all think that $5 is a fair value estimate or consensus share price for this stock. And keep in mind, we're currently trading at only $2.87. Okay, so that leaves a lot of room for growth. To be specific, 71% of growth from current levels. Okay, so let's read over this. Analysts at Cantor Fitzgerald started coverage on shares of Redwire in a research note issued to investors on Friday. The firm set an overweight rating and a $5 price target on the stock. Cantor Fitzgerald price target suggests a potential upside of 71% from the stock's current price. Separately, Alliance Global Partners began coverage on Redwire in a report on Wednesday, December 20th. They issued a buy rating and a $5 price target for the company. 5 investment analysts have rated the stock with a buy rating, according to data from MarketBeat.com. The company presently has an average rating of buy and a consensus target of $6.25. Redwire last issued its earnings results on Monday, November 6th. The company reported 14 cents EPS for the quarter, hitting analyst consensus estimates of 14 cents. The company had revenue of $62.61 million. That's an important number that will play into the market cap that I want to take a look at right after this. But again, $62 million during the quarter compared to analyst expectations of $60 million. So you're looking at like a 5% beat, which is pretty significant. As a group, analysts predict that Redwire will post negative 58 cent EPS for the current fiscal year. So this is important to keep in mind. Redwire is not yet profitable. But as I've been alluding to, this company is what would consider to be a micro cap stock. Okay, this has a market cap of only $185 million. Okay, this is a very small cap stock. And if you know me, if you know the history of this channel and kind of the stocks that intrigue me, is revolutionary, world-changing small cap stocks. Okay, it's not only because they're the most exciting and I think probably do the most good for the world over the longer term, it's because they can provide the greatest returns, especially if you're trading options. Again, first link in the description if you guys want to learn how to trade options and what options I have on Redwire again. But again, you guys, this company doing $62 million of revenue with a market cap this small is insane. And again, the smaller the market cap, the less capital inflow it takes into the stock to appreciate each individual share price. Okay. This to get to $1 billion. I mean, if you just think about earnings, like Palantir stock is what's the valuation on Palantir right now? Market cap of $28 billion. After this pop, it's probably well above 30. But you can think like $1 billion just in after hours flowed, over $1 billion just flowed into Palantir stock. Okay, just in after hours trading following their earnings. Redwire would have to, sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place. Redwire from here would have to over 5x to just reach $1 billion. And again, these are very, very different companies. But what's important here and why I think that a higher valuation can be justified for Redwire, although they aren't yet profitable, is the fact that they're pushing so much revenue. And for all the reasons I just mentioned here, again, the press releases, honestly, in my opinion, are a very big deal. Their operations are expanding. They're staying consistent and they're making tangible steps towards progressing as a company and more importantly, making more money as a company. Okay. So that's important here. Lastly, I'm not going to read over all of the hedge funds that are interested in Redwire. You guys can pause the video and read over this for yourself if you want to, but hedge funds weigh in on Redwire. Hedge funds liking the stock are a good thing. It provides not only liquidity for these, but hedge funds, as opposed to kind of larger institutions, pension funds, just the real big money. If you see these kind of smaller hedge funds getting in on a stock like this, that's typically a good precursor that more big money is on the horizon. It's just a matter of when, not if. Okay, at least that's my take on it. So all that said, sorry that might have been a little all over the place, but I'm very, very bullish on Redwire. And once again, I do think that the stock will pop. If not after earnings, which once again is currently estimated for March 11th, it could be sooner, then I definitely think that it'll pop after earnings. If not before, then definitely after. Okay, but my money, as you can see on this chart, is on a pop before earnings, because let's kick it off with the shorter term, and then I'll zoom out and talk to you about those wave 1 and wave 2 targets that you saw above. Okay, so in the shorter term, I'm seeing somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern printing. Okay, this can kind of dry out. It's getting kind of extended on this this opposing shoulder, but this head and shoulders pattern still looks pretty solid to me, and I do think that this will find a resolution over the next couple of weeks. Okay, this red line right here, this red vertical line, the reason I have a rose here is because this is February 16th. That could give you some insight into call options as well. But I do think that over the next couple of weeks, Redwire can possibly, and again, it would, for this to happen, for us to climb up like we did back here in September of 2023 to really close out that head and shoulders pattern, keep in mind it will take a fundamental catalyst, but a lot of times these fundamental catalysts have a weird way of playing into the technicals, okay? So I do still think it's possible. I will say it is optimistic. It's objectively optimistic for me to believe that it will, Redwire can climb, let's see, to resolve this head and shoulders pattern, climb like 40% over the next couple of weeks, considering we've been going virtually sideways for the past few months now. But I do think it'll happen. And you know what? Even if this head and shoulders pattern, there's an inverse head and shoulders pattern doesn't resolve itself, I do believe that this line right here, my first target being long-term resistance, the line of resistance here will be tested at some point over the coming month prior to earnings, is my belief, at some point during February, which also would take us up just under $4 to about 38 cents. Okay, but a big target of mine, maybe this happens in March, maybe it happens in April, maybe even in May, but I do believe that at some point Redwire will be retesting this. Let's just say by March 1st. I do think that Redwire will be retesting this line of broken support as new resistance. Okay, this was Redwire's prior ascending channel, has yet to retest this line of broken support as new resistance. So retested by March 1st, that would take us up about 55% from current levels, or a share price of about $4.40. Okay, so those are my shorter term targets. Let's move out, zoom out, and just talk about what could potentially happen if Redwire crushes earnings on March 11th, which would be right here. Okay, so I can just move that there, and I'll just kind of breeze over this. My first target, what I'm calling my wave 1 target. Again, if things really start to go ballistic, either in anticipation of earnings or any other piece of news that may come out in Redwire to catalyze a large move to the upside. My first target is going to be the prior low that was in place from April of 2022, late April, could almost say May of 2022. Okay, this prior low has yet to be retested as a new high, and for the same reason I think broken support will be retested as new resistance, this prior floor will come into play as a new ceiling. Okay, so my wave 1 target is going to be at about $5.50. From there, maybe we see a little correction, pull back in the short term, but I do think that keeping in mind that I'm just bullish on small caps and micro caps, small caps, even mid caps, I think they all are going to make a great comeback over the course of this year. I do think that Redwire could climb as high maybe by May, June to, and honestly, again, considering this stock is so small in terms of its market cap, this could happen way faster. I mean, Nvidia, look at Nvidia. Nvidia is like a $1.7 trillion company. The stock's just been going parabolic for the past couple of months. So this could happen much faster. Again, it takes less capital inflow to appreciate the price of the stock. These small caps really have that potential to go parabolic, just go straight up and keep going. So, if that does happen, again, this is very optimistic. There's a lot of ifs here. This is speculative. Keep that in mind. If that does happen, then my next wave 2 target will be at $7 to close this gap, and it could even be high as the top end of this gap, because it's a pretty big gap, around here at like $8.40. So my wave 1 target range is going to be 550 to about 650. My wave 2 target range is going to be, just call it 720 to 850. Okay, so I will, of course, be writing more about this. I try to keep these timely for you guys. I don't want to just blabber on for an extended period of time about these stocks, but I just want to get the point across that I'm bullish on this stock. If I haven't painted that picture, then that's completely my fault. But I think I definitely painted a pretty bright picture here, an optimistic picture for the future of this company over the months ahead of us. And, if you guys feel the same, great. I look forward to riding the waves with you once again. And if not, no worries at all. I appreciate all of you watching this video. For the last time, if you want to sign up and become a member of Waves Capital and learn how to trade options so you can be, that is the first link in the description of this video. And until next time, you guys, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.